Hey everyone, this is Maggie, and today we're gonna talk about Shadow and Bone Season 2 story, cast, characters, release date, and filming locations. Created by Eric Heiser, Shadow and Bone is a fantasy adventure series based on Israeli-American author Leigh Bardugo's Grisha trilogy and the Six of Crows duology. It revolves around Alina Starkov, an ordinary cartographer who discovers that she is the legendary Sun Summoner, who has the ability to destroy the Fold, a strip of darkness that splits her country, the Kingdom of Ravka, in half. As the news of her appearance starts to spread, enemies both foreign and domestic come after her. Amidst all the confusion and danger, the only person Alina can trust is her childhood friend Mal. Following the show's premiere, it received mostly positive reviews, with critics praising its diverse cast and well-developed mythology and magic system. If you are already done binging Season 1 and are curious about the prospect of Shadow and Bone Season 2, here is what you need to know.
Alina!
Mal?
Look what I found.
Where?
Little guy's lost.
Shadow and Bone Season 1 premiered on April 23, 2021 on Netflix. It has 8 episodes, each of which is about an hour long. The author stated in an interview in late 2019 that the Netflix adaptation of her books would come out in late 2020. However, that didn't happen due to various reasons, and the show eventually came out in April 2021. As for Season 2, no official statement has been made yet by Netflix executives or producers associated with the show.
When I was young, I was afraid of the dark. When I got older, I learned that darkness is a place, and it's full of monsters.
Considering the stellar track record that Netflix has maintained with its fantasy content, fans of both the original books and Netflix adaptation can rest easy. Since Game of Thrones graced the world of television, TV channels and OTT platforms are trying to replicate its immense success. Some productions, including Outlander, Lucifer, and Legacies, have given positive results, while others haven't. In the coming years, the fantasy genre will become even more competitive with the release of Amazon's The Wheel of Time, based on Robert Jordan's and Brandon Sander's book series on the same name, and HBO's House of the Dragon, the prequel series of Game of Thrones.
You stay in the dark.
Netflix has released fantasy shows like The Witcher and Lock and Key that are set to enjoy multi-seasonal runs. So if Shadow and Bone receives a positive response from the audience, it will most likely get renewed at least for one more season. There is enough material in the original books for the show to last much longer. Some unsubstantiated reports state that Shadow and Bone has secretly been renewed for the sophomore season. Either way, if the official confirmation comes within the next few months, expect Shadow and Bone Season 2 to be released sometime in 2022.
They're coming.
Yes.
I should just tear this down now.
And what can you really do on your own?
The first season of Shadow and Bone stars Jessie May Lee as Alina Starkov, Archie Renault as Malian Oretsev, Ben Barnes as General Kerrigan, Freddie Carter as Kaz Brecker, Amita Suman as Inej Geifa, Kit Young as Jasper Fahy, and Sujaya Dasgupta as Zoya Nazialensky. The cast also compromises Daisy Head as Jenya Safin, Danielle Galligan as Nina Zinnik, Howard Charles as Arken, Jasmine Blackborough as Marie, Callahan Skokman as Matthias Helvar, Luke Pascalino as David Kostiak, and Zoe Wanamaker as Bagra in pivotal roles. Most members of the main cast will likely return for Season 2. Howard Charles and Jasmine Blackborough will most likely not return in the next season, as their representative characters, Arken and Marie, are killed in the first season. In the Season 1 finale, Kerrigan reveals his true intentions. Bagra has always been right. Using the amplifier that David made from Ortsova's stag, Kerrigan controls Alina's powers and weaponizes the Fold. He destroys Novokribrisk and declares that the world must now bow down to Ravka. Zoya, whose family members lived in Novokribrisk, rebel against Kerrigan. Mal, Alina, Zoya, Kaz, and his crew work together to defeat the Darkling.
I was trying to save us.
Meanwhile, Nina is forced to lie to save Matthias' life. But this gets him arrested by Kurch bounty hunters on the charges of being a slaver. They end up on the same ship bound to Ketterdam as Mal, Alina, Kaz, and his crew. The season ends by showing that Kirigan is still alive and now can control the Nichivoya, Volca-like entities that can travel beyond the fold. In Season 2, content from Book 2 of the Grisha trilogy, Siege and Storm, might be adapted. Nina might join Kaz's crew as its new Heartrender. Matthias might spend some time in the prison known as the Hellgate, increasing his hate for Nina. Alina and Mal might discover that the Darkling is still alive and pursuing them. They might then decide to travel to Novi Zem to locate Mortova's other amplifiers. In Season 2, Nikolai Lantsov, the second son of the king, will likely be introduced. Shadow and Bone is filmed mostly on locations in Hungary. The palaces, wild rolling hills, and the forest landscapes seen on the show are all various locations in the Central European country. Filming for Season 1 of the show began in October 2019 and continued till the end of February 2020. The story of Shadow and Bone is based predominantly in the fictional kingdoms of Kerch and Ravka. Kerch is an island nation whose capital, Ketterdam, is loosely inspired by the city of Amsterdam in the Dutch Republic era. Ketterdam is portrayed as a city not uncomfortable with debauchery and where its citizens move around using waterways. However, instead of the real Amsterdam, scenes depicting Ketterdam are filmed in the city of Budapest in Hungary. The historic 13th century Buda Castle and Palace complex, which was home to multiple kings of Hungary, is featured in the show. Multiple other palaces, as well as old government buildings dotted in and around Budapest, are also used for on-location filming. Actors Ben Barnes and Freddie Carter remarked on the impressive architecture of the city, describing it as a mix of East and West, and how well it fits the tone of Shadow and Bone. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notifications about our latest videos. The duo also mentioned how, due to the impressive Russian-inspired architecture that could be seen around Budapest, they refer to the city as Tsarpunk, a play on the steampunk genre. The land of Ravka, which is also home to the fabled Grishas, is loosely based on Russia. Filming depicting Ravka in Season 1 was also undertaken in Hungary, in and around Budapest. This includes an abandoned hotel building a few hours outside the city, as well as the dramatic Hungarian countryside. Most of the filming of outdoor scenes took place on location, which means the cast and crew were battling the elements while filming. Both Daniel Galligan and Callahan Skogman, who play Nina and Matthias on the show, respectively commented on how everything from the sand, seashells, and water to the actual cold depicted on the show is absolutely real, further emphasizing the realism of portraying the characters and the natural elements.
Where are we? Joe willing in my homeland.
For saint's sake. I really hope not.
Studio filming for Shadow and Bone was undertaken at the Origo Studios in Budapest. The studios are well known for their world-class facilities and have earlier hosted big-budget productions like a cult classic follow-up and Ryan Gosling's starrer Blade Runner 2049. Once production was wrapped up in Hungary, some additional shots were undertaken in Vancouver, British Columbia between September and October 2020. It is unclear exactly which scenes were filmed there, as Vancouver is also home to breathtaking landscapes and world-class studios. Therefore, we can infer that both on-location and studio filming might have taken place in the city, as well as some of the post-production.
Part of my job.
Thanks for watching, everyone! Please make sure to give the video a like and subscribe with that bell on to get notified as soon as one of our videos comes out.